The days of spending countless hours painstakingly chopping a single long video into dozens of short clips are officially over, and honestly, that is a massive relief. I want to walk you through a streamlined workflow that has been saving me incredible amounts of time lately. It is all about taking a single long-form video, letting AI do the heavy lifting to find the viral moments, and turning them into ready-to-post clips for all platforms. The tool I have been testing out is called Vizard, and today I am going to show you exactly how it functions, why it works, and how to tweak the settings for the best results. When I log into Vizard, the first thing I do is drag my long interview, lecture, or gameplay recording directly into the platform. The interface is super chill and intuitive, so you can just drop the file and the AI immediately begins analyzing the entire thing for high-potential highlights. There is no intimidating menu with 50 confusing toggles. Instead, you get clear options that actually make sense, like clip style, output length, and platform presets. I typically start with a faithful style to preserve the original context and tone, especially if I am working with real people talking or branded content. From there, I let the AI extract those 8 to 15-second moments that definitely have the most engagement potential. One feature I absolutely love is the ability to clip out specific parts that you do not want the AI to touch at all. If there is a long segment of dead air or a sensitive part you need to keep private, you can just select and exclude it right there in the app. The timeline preview is incredibly smooth. You can pinch to zoom or just drag the handle to fine-tune your edits with total ease. I usually preview a handful of suggested clips first because even though the AI is great at spotting spikes in energy, sometimes you want to steer the ship yourself. If a clip looks like it is missing a bit of context, I will just nudge the start time earlier or push the end time later, which is super easy. Once I am happy with the batch, I hit render clips and they queue up, showing each one with a confidence score regarding its performance potential. After they are finished, you can either download the whole batch or push them directly into your content calendar for scheduling. That scheduling feature is honestly the killer aspect for creators who want to scale their posting routine automatically. You just set the frequency and the platforms, and the AI handles the posting for you, which eliminates the need for manual uploads every single morning. Now, let me discuss the stylistic choices, because if your source footage involves people like interviews or vlogs, I highly recommend the faithful mode. It keeps faces and context accurate while avoiding weird digital artifacts and preserving the natural cadence of the speaker. On the other hand, if you are working with stylized material like 3D art or cinematic edits, you should definitely try the creative mode. It can suggest punchier crop points and tighter framing, and it might even add subtle motion or stabilization to really make the clip pop. Just a heads up, the more creative you let the AI get, the more it might alter small visual details, which is great for hype but maybe not for strict fidelity. Let me show you how I used it on a few different videos so you can see exactly what I mean by that. First up, I had an AI rendered short that started off pretty low resolution and choppy. I tossed it into the platform, ran a creative preset, and it found little beats where the motion and expressions hit really hard. While it does not upscale pixels like a heavy-duty dedicated upscaler, it uses smart cropping and contrast tweaks to make the clip feel significantly more premium. The difference side by side is obvious, as the original looked fuzzy in the feed while the edited clip cleaned it up and made the text readable. For those of us working with AI art or animation, that extra creative nudge is absolute gold. Next, I tried a super real interview I shot on a standard phone, even though I also had a studio quality version available. I purposely imported the low-res phone file and let the platform work on it in faithful mode to see how it would handle the footage. What surprised me was how close the output got to the original high-end source in terms of emotional punch and visual clarity. It tightened the cadence, stabilized the frame, and picked up on those little micro-reactions that really matter in a conversation. If you weren't comparing them side by side, you would genuinely think the social clip was made from a high-resolution master file. For creators who often only have access to phone footage, this kind of processing is basically a little miracle. Of course, there are other tools that promise similar magic, but they often focus only on one specific aspect of the workflow. Heavy-duty upscalers are great for resolution, but they do not pick viral moments or write captions, and they usually require serious GPU power. On the other hand, some social schedulers are great at posting, but are absolutely terrible at creative discovery. This platform sits right in the sweet spot because it handles the creative heavy lifting and the calendar management simultaneously. That specific utility is surprisingly rare in today's crowded market of creator tools. A couple of quick notes on tuning. If you need to preserve identity and accuracy, always keep it in faithful mode. If you are making something visually driven, like product demos or animation, try creative mode to maximize the impact. Just be aware that creative mode can sometimes add small surreal details, so check your output closely if you have strict brand assets. A neat thing I started doing is iteration, where I render a batch, download the clips, then re-upload the best ones for a second pass. The tool handles re-uploads like a champ, and the second pass can nail micro-edits like tighter cuts or better pacing. It is a tiny extra step, but it is often worth it when I want to squeeze every last bit of value out of a moment. Another killer part is the auto schedule. You pick how many posts you want per week, and the AI distributes them intelligently. It won't just dump everything at once, it spaces things out to avoid cannibalizing your own reach. Paired with the content calendar, you can see a visual layout, drag and drop posts, and add notes without toggling between 5 different apps. Let's talk costs, because some competitors charge by the video or lock features behind expensive tiers, which can be frustrating. This platform has subscription levels that make sense for both hobbyists and professional teams. If you are a pro pushing a ton of content, the higher tiers unlock batch processing and advanced calendar controls. Compared to paying for heavy GPU-based upscalers plus a separate social scheduler, it is usually more cost-effective. There are limitations to be real about because no AI is perfect, and sometimes it will miss a subtle joke or cut just before a punchline. Also, it won't replace thoughtful creative strategy. The AI surfaces the moments, but you still need to curate the tone. Treat this as a high-leverage teammate rather than a magic button that does everything for you. A few best practices. Let it analyze the whole video first. Preview clips to adjust start and end points, and use A/B testing on your captions. Before I wrap this up, use the library of example videos in the app to figure out the sweet spot for your specific content types. So, the final take is that if you want to scale your content without burning out, this is definitely worth trying. It solves the 2 biggest pain points: finding the moments that matter and actually getting them posted on a consistent schedule. If you are juggling long-form content and trying to keep a presence across socials, it changes the workflow in the best way possible. Go try it with one of your long videos, drop it in, preview the clips, and let the calendar handle the rest so you have time to actually create. I will catch you next time with more tips and a few raw before and after comparisons that show the difference in the wild.